Hello and welcome to the Canva training, where today we are looking at rulers, guides and snapping. And this is really useful for when you have a design that you want it to be really accurate, really in line, you want it to be in the exact right place every time. So this is what you would do. So let's have a look now. Okay, so rulers, guides and snapping. Perfect for when you have a design that has to have certain amount of space between the edges of the document, or you've measured it all out meticulously when you've designed it. So this is where it all comes in to help you. So if we go into a file and then we have show margins, so that's the ideal margin on Canva. That's the one that they automatically say that this is the margin that needs to be, you need to be within that for optimal designs and that kind of thing. But also you can show the rulers and guides, which is up here, and you can then have a look and drag down these guidelines as well to help you with your designs. You can just move things in, and if you see at the very top there, the number is coming up, so you know exactly what point that is on the document page. Okay, and that goes the same for this one here. So it's telling you that starts at 0, and now we're going down. These are all the pixels, and this is a 1080 pixelated document. So that's the size of it. Okay, so now working out what the size is and where you want things to be placed, you know that you can snap things into the right places. Okay, and then you can drag as many of these across as you want. So here you can drag them as far across as you like. Okay, and then you can move them out the way if you want to, if you don't need them. So there's that. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. Just going to undo those. The other way of checking to see where things are is if we grab, for example, a photograph. Let's just grab what we had before. Let's just play about with that to manipulate that a bit. And then you'll see as I'm moving along, it's got the pink center line there. That's telling me that's actually in the center line, that photograph. That's telling me it's within the margin because it's come up with the pink internal square showing in the margin. So that's the lines there. And then also if I go down here, it tells me when I'm slap bang in the middle, and that is slap bang in the middle. Of course, I've just released that and it wasn't. Of course, when we want to check that, we can just go to position, and we know that it's center and middle because they're grayed out, so it's perfectly aligned. Okay, so you may well then want to have, for example, this lined up here. So you see that goes pink and snaps into place. And you may well want something lining up with that as well. So for example, if you want text in there, if you type T for your text, you can bring that up and that also will snap into place there. So it's lined up perfectly with your photo, okay, as well. So you know that everything is then on that side, and you can see that that's perfectly aligned to how you want it. And like I say, you can bring in many more. So you just literally put your mouse up to the ruler line, and then with your left mouse down, you can click and drag it to where you want it to be. Okay. So you may want to have text that only comes within this box area. So you may well want to have text that's just in this area here. So if we do another text box, for example, and then we can drag that over here, we know that's now going outside of the remit that we want. But if we drag it in, we can make sure then that the text only fits in that particular area. Of course, you may want to play with the size and things, so that's what you would do with the information up here. So if we copy that, and then you can see then that then drags into that space, and it doesn't go over the lines because we've specified that's as far as that box is, that's size wise. Okay, so you could end up with something like that you that depends on how you want to style it, but this is how you use the grids, and it's really handy. Obviously those don't print out, it's just a guideline for you. You can just see what's happening with regards to your document. It may be that you want certain elements that only come into this area here, or you may want to add another area, so you're within the margin space from the top, but you may want to, for example, add, I don't know, a flower or something like that, but you also just want it to be within that area. So let's just click that, and then we can make that so it only goes into that area. Okay, so then we can drag it out and bring it further down, so it's literally just in that space that we've allocated there. Okay, so that's how you play about with your lines and rulers and the snapping part of it. What I would say is that if you are designing your documents, then this is absolutely brilliant. Now, of course, also if you think about things like YouTube banners, you've got this massive banner, but there's only a certain amount in that banner that has access to mobile phones view, for example. There's only a certain amount for laptop view or tablet view and laptop/computer view. So you know that it shows you on the graphic, for example, of YouTube, that there's a certain area that will see only those parts. So this is why this is great, because it will actually help you to line up, so you'll know what they can see when they've got it on mobile view and what they can see when they've got it on full laptop view. Okay, so that's another reason to use them. But if you like me and you like to have things in line, this is a perfect way to actually make sure that happens in your designs. Okay, well, I hope you found that useful, and yeah, I hope it works well for you. Thank you.